So Jasmine Campbell from Chronicle.lu, once again here virtually with Nicolas Zharov from LUkraine asbl, the president of this organization supporting Ukrainians in Luxembourg and in Ukraine. In our weekly chat about LUkraine's activities and what's going on in Ukraine. So welcome back, Nicolas. It's good to see you again.
Hello, Jasmine. Happy to see you.
Thank you. And yeah, I thought we could, since it's August and that's a holiday month, you know, that's a summer holiday month, particularly here in Luxembourg and other parts in Western Europe and other parts of Europe. But of course, the war in Ukraine is ongoing. And it's not a break, I don't believe, for Ukrainians nor for LUkraine asbl and your work. So maybe you could tell us a bit more about your summer period activities and what, this difference between the summer break for other Europeans and what this period means for Ukrainians right now.
Thank you, Jasmine. You mentioned it correctly that there is a summer break here in Europe, so people usually go on holidays and try to enjoy the good weather. In Luxembourg, it's a bit rainy and it's good because we had experienced some hot days and we have an umbrella over here. We hope that Ukrainian sky will get an umbrella too, some kind of umbrella to be protected from the Russian missiles. So yes, basically for us, it's a summer season, so it's another working period, and in Ukraine, of course, we have the war, which is ongoing. So there is no holidays, vacation, people are at work, and we do maximum as we can to use this summer break for the Europeans to restructuralize our activities here in Luxembourg. We have seen that the donations and activities coming from our partners have decreased drastically since June, and we hope that people will really get enough holidays and motivation to come back, and will come back in September to and will still support our activities when they had their rest. But what we do now actually is we have launched a summer camp called Super U. So because we value a lot the children and the youth that came here to Luxembourg, and we do understand that those are most vulnerable groups of people, and they do need actually some kind of just normal life. That's why we are having 3 groups for 2 weeks of the summer camp in Leudelange here in Luxembourg, and children are trying to enjoy the normal life. It may seem difficult, but they still, trying to live the normal summer holidays for children. And from the other side, of course, their parents are able to participate in our language courses, integration courses, and different workshops that we organize on a weekly basis, on a daily basis even. So basically it's it. And the second part, of course, this summer break allowed us to make a step back and think how can we transfer our emergency response into more sustainable projects. And one of those projects actually is a Ukrainian hub, a Ukrainian creative hub, made for not only for Ukrainians, but for all the citizens who are living here in Luxembourg. And we would like to combine the knowledge and the skills of people who came here to Luxembourg together with the knowledge and skills of the citizens of Luxembourg in different areas. But we will start mostly by creative segment of this Ukrainian hub. Because for us, what is important and our way of thinking, that we have to value the refugees. So they should not become a liability for the government, but an opportunity or an asset. And that's why we are trying to create this added value that comes from refugees. And I think it will be a game-changing project, and I hope that other countries will take this approach too.
Perfect. How is it going with LUkraine asbl's partnerships or collaborations in Ukraine? You mentioned recently this fire engine project and a memorandum of understanding. How is this progressing?
So the memorandum of cooperation with the next regional administration is being drafted right now. So I hope we will sign it as soon as possible. So this week we actually attained a milestone in our ambulance project. So we have sent the 10th ambulance to Ukraine, to the city of Nikopol, which is in Dnipro region, so it's on the border of Dnipro and Zaporizhia region, and which is being shelled every day from the other side of the river, which is occupied by the Russians. And the next vehicle that will be sent to Ukraine will be, of course, sent to the most affected areas where the fire are taking place, mostly in the Donetsk region, but it's all over Ukraine. But as we signed this memorandum of cooperation with the next regional administration, it will be sent over there, because we need to know that it's not only human lives which are being saved, but also we think about the crops and the grains that are being exported from Ukraine.
Yeah, no, of course. And of course, grain and food shortages, or crop shortages, that's a hot topic right now, of course. And we recently saw the first ships recently arriving in Turkey, these grain ships, as part of a United Nations deal on grain exports. You can tell us a bit more about this, and also in a similar note, the recent comments of Amnesty International, for example, about Ukrainian troops being stationed near cities, and that they should move towards fields, let's say, how that fits in with what you've said now about grain and fields. Yeah,
those are actually two different topics, but let's start with the grains.
Sure.
So effectively, the first ship has already arrived to Turkey, and today there were another two ships that were sent to Turkey with corn, if I'm not mistaken. So we are happy to know that we provide, and we do maximum that we can as a Ukrainian state, Ukrainian government, to be able to avoid this food shortages across the world. It's very important to say to know that, well, that we try to do everything which is possible, not only to sell those things, but eventually to avoid the bigger crisis which concerns food in the world. And the second, of course, think about the crops that fields are burning, and Ukrainian farmers are risking their lives to collect those grains. And one should understand, of course, that the fires that the Russian military troops are setting the fields on fire on purpose. So we cannot say that Russia is trying to avoid any kind of crisis. I think just the opposite way. And Ukrainian brave farmers are trying to do the maximum they can once again. So on the second part, of course, it's about the report announced yesterday by the Amnesty International, which was shocking to the whole world community, actually, and to the Ukrainian community. We had a lot of comments from the Ukrainian officials, and I must say that we have had an experience with Amnesty International in the last years, and I must say that it's impossible if we take this report to be able to defend our countries if we stay on the playing field. So our mission actually is to save lives, and we value the lives of our people and our soldiers too. So no matter what Russia says, all the actions that were undertaken by the Ukrainian sides are meant to defend people. Well, you see that the British embassy, the Russian embassy in Great Britain, they have quoted this report, and we wonder now what's the real effect of this report? Do we want to prove to the world that that Ukrainians are defending themselves, or we want to say that Russia attacks the Ukrainian cities because there are Ukrainian soldiers inside? So we try to inverse the sides, the victim sides and the aggressor sides. And I think that the answer is obvious. So on our territory, given all the circumstances, we have the right to do maximum we can that to save lives, to defend ourselves, and the right to defend ourselves is the essential right of any country. So I hope that Amnesty International will not use the one-eye blinded approach to see the situation, because we haven't seen many information about the Russian atrocities and the Russian war crimes by the Amnesty International. So I appeal to Amnesty International to stop manipulating and to stop trying to play on some topics that concern the Ukrainian army, and not to forget about the war crimes actually committed by the Russian army.
Sure. Okay. Thank you for your comments on this important and very relevant, very recent topic as well, and also on the importance of ambulances, fire engines, and on another note, the grain and food supply. And yeah, thank you very much, Nicolas. I think once again you've provided a very good summary of what LUkraine asbl is doing in Luxembourg, but also in Ukraine, and what exactly is going on right now in the context of this war. So I thank you very much for that. And
thank you.
Thank you. Until next week.
See you.